Oh, hi there. My name is Bob, and I'm going to be your guide on my pilot episode of Learning Standard. On this show, we will attempt to learn Standard by taking apart decks that are either in top 8 or are popular in the meta from different events right now, picking them apart, seeing how they work, and then playing them out. I'm going to do this because I want to become a better player at Magic, and I'm hoping to provide a resource for other people who want to get better at Magic. And I think the way that we get better at Magic is by playing with the decks that we're going to be playing against. So even though you might have your favorite deck that you love to play, that's great. Playing other decks or watching other people play decks can help you learn how your deck will interact better. Because this is my pilot episode, my very first episode, I'm actually going to go through a deck that I kind of know already, so that we can do things like test audio, make sure that I can be somewhat entertaining and educational, as well as just to make sure that other people can have fun with it. So the deck we're covering today is actually called Feather, and as the name kind of reads, it's Feather the Heroic, or Feather the Redeemed. Sometimes the deck is called Heroic because it contains cards with a heroic style ability on it. But Feather, being our engine, has this really fun ability that says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile it instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So as you can tell, this is going to be kind of fun with cards like pump spells, things like we have Arrest or Zeal, or protection spells like God's Willing or Sheltering Light. We also have Defiant Strike as a pump spell, and repeatable card draw with Feather. This also allows us to have repeatable removal with this fun excellent card called Reckless Rage, which does 4 damage to target creature you don't control, and 2 damage to target creature you do control. So this allows you to, bop one of your creatures for 2 damage, but it also allows you to do 4, and then Feather will put this back into your hand. To support Feather, we have some fun cards. The first one is our 10th District Legionnaire. Now, this card is bonkers, and is why this deck is sometimes called Feather Heroic, because this character is a 2/2 for 2 mana with haste, being red-white, and whenever you cast a spell that targets 10th District Legionnaire, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then scry 1. This is a great ability. So if we go back to Reckless Rage, not only will it survive this because the +1/+1 counter will go on it first, we also then get a scry in addition. It just really lets us optimize where the damage is done and allows us to maximize our potential damage output. The next card that supports it is Dreadhorde Arcanist. This card can be really confusing and can slightly tilt your opponents, but it reads whenever the Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost equal to or less than Dreadhorde Arcanist's power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If this card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. With Feather, this actually lets us recur spells from our graveyard with generally CMC 1, sometimes CMC 2, and then actually put them back into our hand with Feather. Because these are replacement effects, these are both replacement effects, we get to choose which one happens, in which case we'll always choose Feather. The supporting cast, of course, we have Adanto Vanguard. This is probably one of the best 2-drops in Standard right now. It's just very hard to deal with. Being able to give it indestructible just makes it an incredibly powerful card. And then the Legion Warboss. This card is it's one of those must-answer cards, or else goblins just overrun the board. Remember that you only necessarily have to attack with the goblin that was created that turn. So it's not like Rabblemaster where all other goblins have to attack, it's just the one. And then our bigger threats, we have Gideon Blackblade, who is just great, +1 to give your creatures Vigilance if you need a blocker as well, Lifelink against Mono Red, because we all know Mono Red players love Lifelink, or Indestructible. Indestructible is great with Dreadhorde Arcanist if you're playing Green Stompy and you want to get a spell back, you can send Dreadhorde Arcanist in with Indestructible knowing that you won't do any damage, but you get to cast that spell out of your graveyard. And then of course Aurelia. What Boros deck would be complete without Aurelia with her pump ability? Just a great threat. Mana here is a little wonky. So because Feather is a red, white, white, we need to play as many dual lands as we possibly can. So you'll see we have the shock lands, we have the check lands. We're also running 3 guild gates. Now, guild gates can often be dangerous in decks that don't have gates payoffs because they come into the battlefield tapped. Right, so you'll see not a lot of decks purposely play these. We're gonna do it just to fix our mana. You'll see that if you have like an untapped land, you always play your Boros Guildgate on turn 1 if you have it. If it's like turn 4 and you have a land that you can play untapped, you'll probably play that over it. But we'll see that as we go. And then of course, standard number of basic lands. Yeah, let's find a game and get going. Alright, so we got our match here. Looks like I'm gonna get to pick. I almost always choose to play first. I think it's correct like 95% of the time, possibly 99% of the time. This hand is interesting. We have the Zeal, we have the Arcanist. Yeah, I think we go ahead and keep this. We're hoping to draw another land. It can actually be of any color, which is kind of nice. But we have our turn 2 Dreadhorde Arcanist. We have some protection spells. Looks like we might need them. Not sure. Rugged Highlands. This means they're probably playing... Oh, Steam Vents. I have no idea what's going on here. I think we're just going to say next. I don't know that I want to play my other Dreadhorde Arcanist out into this at this point in time. I guess we can play that. Just poke them. We'll see what happens here. I'm not really sure what deck this is. This might be a Nexus deck. Rugged Highlands, Steam Vents. What are they going to do? Are they going to try and Lightning Bolt my guy? If they Lightning Bolt the Arcanist... Do I let that happen? No, I don't think I do. I think I go ahead and Sheltering Light. I can Reckless Rage whatever they play later. Grafdigger's Caved. Well, that's a card. That just means I'm going to hold back playing a lot of my cards at this point until I draw a land. So yeah, we'll just play into the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Be a little sad. I have no answer for Grafdigger's Cage. I'm also not terribly worried about it though. It just means that I need to draw a land so I can play Feather and go on about my day. Adanto Vanguard is not a land. We can't pick anything. I wish it just would not give us that option. But that's okay. Then we'll play in the Adanto Vanguard. I don't know what's going on here. This is a new card that just came out with M20. It's a fun card. Oh, they're gonna have to draw a bunch of cards here. I probably should start killing those things off. I just really want Feather. Revealed card, yeah, whatever. That's fine. Unclaimed territory, choosing elementals. Interesting. I have no idea what's going on here. They have a lot of land, and I have not a lot of land. Yeah, I'm gonna actually just pay the life here. Aurelia, that's bad. Next, I don't know that it's worth getting in there. It probably is, because I can just Sheltering Light. Yeah. No, stop it. Go away. I can't do anything with you. Oh, they're just gonna take it. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and end the turn there. I want to see what they play. Them drawing extra cards at this point, with me being so far behind on mana, Doesn't matter. Chandra. Sure.
So much to do, so much to see. I'm fired up.
Elemental creatures get plus. Sure. Yep, that's fine.
Oh, gosh, look at all these friends.
We're gonna go ahead and just run the stage. I'll destroy that. That's fine. Pass the turn. Field of Ruin. Blowing up my Sacred Foundry. Yeah. Tenth District Legionnaire. Okay. Let's go ahead and off Chandra here. I really don't like the fact that it makes me select those.
Oh, my spirit's been
Bye, Chandra.
roused.
Sure. That's fine. They're gonna draw a card. Yep, we need to play it. Gonna play another one, they're gonna gain a life, sure. This deck is real interesting. I have to be careful here because this character can come out, this guy can come out of, or this thing, it's not necessarily a guy, I don't know that elementals have gender, can come out of anywhere and just crush. But I'm swinging for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possibly next turn. Yeah, that's fine. I can't do anything about that. I think maybe I just attack with... Yeah, I think I'm just going to attack with... this. 2 attackers. So I'm gonna hit for 6. Yeah, that's fine. Can't take the life. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do this. We have a pro red. That's not what we want. My card's not good right now. This is bad. So they have 4, they can do it twice and they get 6. So if I block 4, 5, so they can do it twice, which makes this a... Ugh. That means I'm taking damage. No, they're gonna hit the Vanguard. That's fine. I gotta let the Vanguard die. Now they can't do it at all. That's fine. Oh, yeah, nope, I lose. That was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. Let's see. What goes well here? I don't think we need ley lines. I actually am going to bring in Deafening Clarions here. There were a lot of little elementals running around. Being able to clear them off the board will be kind of nice. I think I'm going to clear off one of these and one of these to make space. let's see. I'm gonna cut one's God Willing and the Arrestor Zeal here for 2 Lava Coils as well. Because they rely so much on their creatures, being able to exile them, I think is the best bet for victory here. I also get to be on the play. Hopefully we draw more than 2 mana. It's hard to play Magic with 2 mana, but that's also just sometimes part of Magic. So let's go ahead. We're going to play first. This hand is terrible. This hand is also not very good. But we're going to keep it. We're actually going to put, I think, a Reckless Rage on the bottom. Because we can play a Danto. Maybe we just put God's Willing on the bottom. I'm going to keep this 6. I am going to put God's Willing on the bottom, I think. This might be a bad choice, but I don't like putting removal on the bottom of my deck. There, it looks like they're deciding which card to put to the bottom. Maybe they kept 6. Oh, they went to 5. That's pretty brutal. This may be an interesting game of Magic. The new London Mulligan rules make it interesting for mulliganing. It's a little bit of a different, just a different feel for the mulligan. It kind of makes it a little bit easier to justify, I guess. They are going to shock that. I'm going to go ahead and give it indestructible. I'm not terribly worried about my life total. I'm also not terribly worried about Blast Zone here. Blast Zone is an interesting card. I don't know that it's actually very good in this matchup, because going down lands seems to be a very painful way to go. And if they're going to get this up to the 2 counters that they need to take a whole turn off. So I can actually play my Danto Vanguard, knowing that if they pump Blast Zone to get that extra damage through, I can then I'll still have the mana up for Scrying Light, or Sheltering Light rather, so I can protect at least one of them, and maybe I just pay the life for 1. If they happen to have another Shock or a Lightning Bolt or something along those lines, I will let 1 die at this point, because I don't think I want to go down to 12, not with how explosive the deck was. Green. Yeah, so they're gonna go for it. That's fine. I'm not gonna play anything into it. I'm kind of hoping to draw. Lava Coil is not what I wanted to see here. Nice. I think I might actually pay the life. Oh, they need another mana. So I actually definitely pay the life. If they play a mana, activate Blast Zone, I'm definitely going to Sheltering Light 1, pay life on the other. So Sheltering Light this one. Dreadhorde Arcanist, not a land, not where we want to be. And then I'll pay the life here. Shock. Yeah, shocking. Alright, next, let's just pump out all the attacks we can. We've got them on a clock, so they either need to answer in a Danto Vanguard and hope that I don't draw a red source. If I draw a red source, they're kind of done. Yep, that's still not enough. That's fun. That is enough. Sacred Foundry. I am going to shock this in. Pay 2 back. Draw a card. That's fine. If they have a way to kill my Adanto Vanguard, let's see, what do I want to do? I think here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and shock the Risen Reef. I think that's correct. What you doing, Mr. Kitty? Yeah, we'll go ahead and show. We play 10th District Legionnaire. And we go to town. Yeah, that seemed to work fairly well. I don't think there's anything I want to change. It was a pretty tough mana situation there too. Not being able to play lands on time and getting stuck with all those 3-drops in my hand was pretty rough. It's always sad when you have Feather and you can't play her. I assume my opponent will go first. My deck is pretty aggressive, so it makes sense. I also don't know if, like, Vivian Reed and Teferi are default ones here, because then it'll switch. Wow! 1 mana again. This is pretty brutal. I don't really like the way that these mana things are popping up. Let's see. So we mulligan. Sacred Foundry, Boros Guildgate, Aurelia. This is a terrible hand. Like, I put Sheltering Light to the bottom, hoping to draw a 2-drop. No action happens till turn 3, which is Gideon. I really don't think that this is the right hand to keep. I think... Alright, I don't like to go less than 5. I think we lose this one. I'm gonna send to the bottom Deafening Clarion and God's Willing. And we're just going to hope to draw into some lands here, because if we don't, we're done. Kitty. That's not a land. This could get real ugly real quick. It's fine. Show me a land. Show me a land. Show me a land. Kitty. Well, this is not going to even be a game of Magic, unfortunately, it looks like. Well, I don't know how we come back from this. This is pretty unfortunate. Sulfur Falls. Into Chandra.
I think I'm a decent enough pyromancer.
Look at you go. Yeah? And we'll see if they kept the Graph Digger's cage. They're just gonna shock it. That's fine. Super dead. There's a Boros Guildgate. That's, you know, something. Then we'll pass the turn. This might actually, if I can get one more untapped red-white source, we might be able to pull this off. So I can play Feather next turn. So we play Feather next turn, and if we get a land, we can Reckless Rage something or another. If I see something like Omnoth come out, I think I need to murder that. Trailblazing, that's fine.
Let's burn brighter.
I do really want to burn that out. It got Sheltering Light. I don't think I'm scared of that yet. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Counter magic? Counter magic would be really unfortunate. Or my opponent maybe has never played against Feather, and now they're reading the text of the card. Or it's about to die. Sure. That's actually a-okay with me. I have another one in my hand. It just ate a bunch of their removal. Yeah, I'm gonna take 4, maybe 5.
Time for sparks
adding
to
double
fly.
red. Alright. Omnoth. Hydroid Crisis. Draw 2 cards, gain a couple life. It's a 5 mana, so it's a real deal. That's a pain in the butt. Yeah, 2. Sacred Foundry. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and shock this in. And then we're gonna pay another Feather. And we're gonna pass turn. Mana.
So reach into that ley line thing.
Play an unclaimed territory, naming elementals, I'm sure. Another Hydroid Crassus. That's pretty brutal. Sure. No, this is actually still okay, believe it or not. Because they're gonna attack. I'm just gonna Sheltering Light. Give this indestructible. This can just go away. That's not gonna be here. Block. I'm gonna take 1, which is fine. Sheltering Light. Does that let me do anything? Not particularly. Yes, kitty, I know. I'm in trouble. Alright, well, let's Lava Coil. Let's just get this thing out of there, because that thing is gonna ruin my day. Next. No attacks. Gotta keep Feather back. I think they attack, I block the 7, I give Feather indestructible. Survives. I take 8, and then next turn I can Deafening Clarion. Reckless? No. So they're gonna block. They're gonna do that. That's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and declare them as a blocker. Let's go ahead and cast my indestructible spell. Dreadhorde Arcanist. I don't... Is that where I want to be at? It's not where I want to be at right now, I don't think. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just Reckless Rage it now. It sucks because I wind up taking 5 damage off of... yeah, that was actually probably a mistake because I would have taken less damage. But that is 1 off the board. That is 1 that I do not have to deal with. Yeah, that's fine by me. I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, this is tough. I need to draw a land that comes into play untapped. If I can... Gross! Omnath, get out of here! How do I win? Yeah, that's fine. I think I can still blow up Omnath.
I'm getting the hang of this magic
Cast,
thing.
they're adding 2 red. Living Twister. Sure. That's whatever. They don't have the mana untapped. I get everything back. That's not a land. So I need to deal with Omnath. If I Deafening Clarion, does 3... Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. That was probably wrong. 'Cause I'm gonna take 5. Yeah, no, I lose. That's fine. That was gonna be brutal. There's just too many ways that they could do damage there. Even though I could give Feather, I could kill a creature. It's just not enough. Alright, so we got another game here for this Feather run. This hand is something. I guess we're gonna run it because we go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, depending on what we draw. My opponent is going first, but we're gonna go ahead and keep the 7. Tickle Beams. Hey, kitty. I wonder if anybody's named their arena cat. I'm pretty sure this is the only pet so far. Oh, they went down to 6. Breeding Pool. Oh, that's a card. So we'll play this card tapped. Aurelia. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and play this Mountain, 10th District, Legionnaire. Counterspell? Oh, Growth Spiral. Yeah, whatever. Draw your card, play your land. This could be a Nexus deck, which would be annoying. Memorial to Folly, that's fine. Another Boros Guildgate. I think this is interesting. I don't really want to play Feather into counter magic. I also don't really want to play the War Boss into counter magic. I think I'm going to go ahead and play a Guildgate here. Come across for 2, and we're just going to go ahead and play the Arcanist. I don't really care if the Arcanist gets countered. But whenever an opponent has 3 blue up, I always have to question what's about to happen. Hostage taker. That's pretty close. Aurelia. Well played. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play this tapped. And play... I'm not terribly worried about this hostage taker. My feather.
Let's see if you'll feel the let's do this
Wow, this deck
again.
was just like straight up built to beat mine, huh? Let's play Aurelia. Then we're gonna go next. This is kind of nice because it's gonna give my Dreadhorde Arcanist a little bit more attack, and we're gonna go after Vivian Reed there. Let's see what they choose to do. Because if they block with Hostage Taker, I get 10th, which is kind of nice. And turn. So there, look at the cards. That's
No one knows the
fine.
wilds like I do.
See what they get. They get pick up a Hinterland Harbor. They have a Carnage Tyrant. Yeah, okay. Seems fine. I actually am not worried about that in the slightest. Sheltering Light. This is interesting because... Oh, no, it doesn't do anything. So let's go next. Does he have reach? That does not have reach. It has trample and hexproof. Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna off Vivian here. Just let that happen.
Ha!
And then we're gonna
I've seen
play El
worse.
Jefe. There's no reason. Like, sometimes it's better to leave your mana up. Like the one goblin that's gonna get eaten by Carnage Tyrant doesn't really matter. Yeah. Ooh, that Carnage Tyrant's not going anywhere. Let's see. I don't really need to... let's see. Let's go ahead and go to combat. We're gonna have her target herself. And then... Next... I don't really know that I want to go in with... So we go in with the Goblin. We go in with Aurelia. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this dude this way. You can mentor 10th District Legionnaire. That's interesting. You get to mentor Goblin. Yeah, so that's gonna get adapted. That's fine. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one indestructible. Which will also let me scry. Yeah, that's fine. I don't actually care about the goblin. I don't want a mountain. That would be bad. We're gonna play the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay. Yeah. I don't have enough to kill it. I kind of don't want to cast my spell this turn. I think I'm just going to let it through, knowing that they probably have a second one. Creatures you control get -4/-4. That's interesting. I don't think I can actually do much about that. Alright, results. It's pretty brutal. Pass, we'll block here. I didn't play Baby Teferi. If there was a Baby Teferi here, then I would be upset. I don't want that. Get rid of that right now. Yeah. Let's finish it off with a shock. Whew. Alright. Well, that was scary. Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant, Chumps, Vivian Reed. I think I'm gonna go down one Reckless Rage. and bring in one Lyra. Didn't see Grafdigger's Cage. Gideon would have been okay there. Yeah, I think we're just going to do that. Lyra, having that lifelink from Lyra can be hit or miss sometimes, but it's pretty good. I don't think their creatures are small enough for me to warrant bringing in a Deafening Clarion. We'll see. That might change as this second match progresses. Why? This hand is terrible. And it looks like they snap kept 7. We're gonna mulligan. Yeah, we're gonna keep this 6. So this is weird. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this Guildgate on the bottom. So we're gonna play Sacred Foundry followed by that. Yeah, this might work. My hand might get torn apart here right off the bat. Nope, I played a green card. Growth Chamber Guardian. Yeah, that's fine. Let's play this, and we're gonna play an Adonto Wing. Growth Chamber Guardian is annoying, to say the least, but we'll see what they do with it. They're gonna adapt. That's fine. So they're gonna come across for 4, I assume. They'll go get more Growth Chamber Guardians. Yep, that's fine. Attacks for 4. I'm actually, not going to attack for 4. Okay. I think this is still correct. It's kind of a tougher call. Next turn I'm going to play Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's a real card. I'm actually gonna leave that on top. I like that card. That's fine. And then I'll pay the 4 life here. I mean, it's like... Ew! That's pretty good. Oh, it doesn't, because it's a -2/-2, so this one would remain a 1/1. That's fun. I bet they didn't see that coming, because I sure as heck didn't. We'll play Dreadhorde first. Call it a day. I know you probably wanted me to play this card, because I can recur it with that, but...
Take shelter in my stewardship.
Put up to 3+1/+1 counters.
The land
Ew.
shall conquer you.
You gonna attack me with that land? They are. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and block. And then we're gonna go ahead and blow that up. Because it'll kill the land, save the guy. I'm gonna kill Nissa next turn. Oh, I'm gonna hardcore kill Nissa next turn. So we'll play Genesis Drake Legionnaire. We're gonna go ahead and you're going to attack this one, you're gonna attack here, you're gonna attack here. 3 attacks. We're gonna bounce this. This cool person right here. I'm gonna get the scry. I'm gonna leave that on top. This is a pretty aggressive start.
Fight on without me.
I'm liking this so far. I'm trying to think of what could happen here. That would go really poorly. Well, I'm gonna lose. They can't adapt, so we go ahead and attack 4 attackers. We're gonna go ahead and put that here. I need action. I don't need I don't need lands. I'm gonna go ahead and take Feather. It's kind of unfortunate because I don't have any spells in my graveyard to recur right now, but it's a real card, so it's kind of worth it. I think... Oh, they're shocking. Yeah, that'll do that. So there's Feather. I probably actually should have played Vanguard, but... Hostage Taker? Crassus. 4/4 Crassus. Lyra! I can't cast Lyra! Boo! Lyra! Okay, play this. This Crassus is kind of okay. It gained them some life, it drew them some cards, but I'm not totally screwed right now. Growth Spiral, sure. If I can draw a Reckless Rage, I win. I think Lava Coil would do it. A land for Lyra, like... Knowing that they're playing Hostage Taker though, I guess maybe Lyra was a bad choice. Incubation Druid is fine. Land for turn. I get a Sheltering Light. I think we're gonna pass the turn. I don't necessarily want to expose that I have Sheltering Light right now. I don't know what they have to deal with Feather. But if they go to combat, I will cast it because I want that Scry. And the important thing about Feather is remembering that it's the next end step. So if I wait until their end step, which is really what a lot of people would normally do, then I actually won't get it back until my turn. So I'm going to do it pre-combat here to get my scry. It's another feather. We don't need another feather right now. God's willing. That's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna pass the turn. The problem is that I don't currently win this race. God's willing is nice because now I can be a little more protective of what goes in. What are they pulling out? They're gonna pull Growth Chamber Guardian? That's fine. If they're sacrificing that to get Growth Chamber Guardian, I'm A-okay with that. Crassus. This card is so bonkers. Alright, so we're gonna give Feather Indestructible here. So we can scry. It's a Plains. I'm gonna leave it. I don't think that they currently have an answer for Lyra. I'm gonna be real sad if they draw a Hostage Taker. But I think I have to play it. Oh, it makes Feather. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Because it gives Feather lifelink. I forgot that Feather's an angel, so it does make Feather bigger than... Yeah, I think we have to get in there now. Because I don't know that they can actually go to 1. I think if they go to 1, they're in trouble. Let's see what happens. I don't know. They scooped. Alright, yeah. Lyra Dawnbringer closing up the game. Pretty fun. Alright, so, well, we saw how Feather can kind of crash, especially if you get stuck on mana with the wonky base. We also saw how Feather can thrive when you have spells and the right supporting creatures. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. I hope everybody out there has a great day, and we will see you soon. Have a good one.